Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Matt and this is the 7th episode of my Creating Link Shortener tutorial. In this episode, we are going to hook the API we created in the last episode into our front end. So hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get started. We are going to use this URL to redirect users to their links. But at the current moment, we need to implement this API in our front end. So let's get started. Let's go to our index.tsx file. And we need to create unfinished helper. And hook it into our form. Oh, sorry, it's not good. I forgot. Oh, I forgot about equation mark. And we need to hook it into our form. On finished. Okay, on finish. So let's call it on finish for consistency. To implement an API, we need some HTTP client, or we can use fetch, which is built in our browser. Personally, I prefer Axios, so let's install Axios. npm install save Axios. Okay, now we can start our development server. Let's go back to code. And now we can import Axios. Now we need to convert our method, our unfinished method, to asynchronous function, because we are going to use here HTTP requests, which are asynchronous. And now let's create a try-catch statement to handle errors as well. If our query would fail. And now constant response equals await Axios dot post. And we are going to call /API/shorten link endpoint, and we are going to pass the link there. My ID isn't complaining that link is not, it doesn't exist. Basically, I know that this method will actually transport the link because it is one of the form items. So we'll basically get this for the value of this field. The thing is, TypeScript is complaining that the link can be any, so let's create a type for it. And let's call it form values. And we'll have link, which is a string. Yeah. Now it looks good. Why I really like Axios? Because it allows us to type our response and errors. So let's type our response. Shorten link response short link, which is string, and shorten link error, which is error, which is string, and error description, which is also string. And now we can define what is the output of the post method, and the output is shorten link response. And based on this information, if this request succeeds, we are going to use the same alert which we define here for error handling, to display our message. So let's use set message helper, and let's define response. And here our IDE helps us to choose the right object, which is data, and we are going to use the short link. And we also need to change the state of our application, because we display only alert when the application is in the state error, but we also want to do this when it's in the state success, which we need to introduce here. Yeah. And now we need to implement the catch statement. So if something goes wrong, we need to tell our system how to behave if something fails. So let's handle our errors. We need to create an error constant and cast it as Axios error with the type shorten link error. As you see, our IDE is complaining. Let's fix it. And now we can see what error contains. So let's set the status to error of our application. The state of our application will be error, and we'll display and we'll implement the message which comes from our API. Let's use error, and this is a response data if exist, and error description. If it doesn't exist, let's simply say something went wrong. Let's save it. Now we need to hook our alert. So from now on, we're going to display alerts not only if it equals error, but also in case of success. So let's define it as an array. So what it says is like, if our status is an error on a success, we are going to display the alert with the message, but its type will change. So the type will be basically success. Sorry, not success, status. Let's save it. And let's check our front end. Let's try to generate link. We press shorten. Our API actually works. So we generated way shorter link than we initially put. Let's try to follow it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because we didn't implement it yet, but this is the next step to follow. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, although it was shorter than the last one. During the video editing, I found out that I needed to cut more scenes than I expected, so that's the reason why it's shorter. I hope you still enjoyed it, and you will hit the like button and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episodes.